to meet you. Yep.
Okay. Thanks.
Hello. Okay. So the applicant proposed a second-story addition of a garage, the rebuild of an existing garage. Garage footprint to remain the same, with second-story shed dormer addition for primary suite. Bedroom count to remain the same, interior renovations to kitchen, bathrooms, and adding a full bathroom. Siding to be replaced or repaired to match existing and removal of shutters. The board questioned the style of the home and asked for more specific direction. The board stated that the proposed scope of work is not cohesive to what is existing. Suggestions from the board is alignment of the windows. Request for the architect to make the addition and the details of the home more compatible with what is left of the existing home. The board also requested a roof plan.
So T is the owner?
Yes, correct. I'm not, yes.
So you're going to walk us through your submission?
Yes, absolutely. Should I start now?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. I did see the video of last week, last meeting, so I was able to hear all of the comments that were posed. And so initially I looked at it as adding a colonial touch to the media, to the project. And I know you guys touched on that there's a lot of different variations of styles that are happening, especially to the right and to where the kitchen is and around the back. I got my work cut out for me as, bringing this all together. So I did adjust the windows and aligning them more adequately, as well as adding in more of the details that just hadn't come across through in the prior. We will have the trim be more of a colonial trim, as well as keeping the original red door in the front, and some of the other kind of finishes that we'll be having on there. The wood siding will be repaired as it is. Will be just repaired in place, and then added in the new areas. It will be matched to the existing.
Yeah, there's that.
Oh, there. What's that? What's in here? Oh.
That's the garage, and that's an existing window there.
That window is. Oh.
Yes, that's the side. Yeah, that's the side.
Is this the one from last week and this week?
Oh no, those are both new. It's just it's a duplicate copy.
Yeah, one of the old ones, just to compare one.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I see, but just. The style rendering. Second floor above the garage.
Yes, essentially. One reason we have to rebuild the garage is because the foundation of the garage is not adequate to support the second floor.
Yeah, something.
So in that center, that's the closet. That's the existing closet. That's why. Yeah. So unless we did a faux window there, just to kind of some sort of
there's 3D.
Maybe that, I think that would help.
Let me go. Are they not there?
What do you think about
They're
this
not in the
elevation?
pocket?
What?
The
Do
3D,
you
the
think
3D renderings?
No.
This one.
No, in the 8.5x11, they're not in there?
So same deal. That space in the center is the walk-in closet.
This looks like the new.
Yes.
That's the old, oh. It's just that,
No, but compare what he changed and then
Yeah.
decided that
it's very,
that's exactly the
here's the
same.
relationship to the, I don't know if it.
Yeah, that's because the portion of that space is
It's a
that bedroom,
closet that we.
where the
just
windows
talking about
are,
maybe for the thing.
and if you move forward, then that's the walk-in closets, and then you move to that. I could take a look at the plan just to make sure. Yeah, because the garage doors are staying in the existing location they were originally.
Whatever you do. Foundation.
Oh yeah, we are, but we're rebuilding them, so that the two cars will be in the same location as they originally were. So we could move that, we could move
Just
that
so that
over.
it's just a little bit more, again, organized, like I see how you did it here. What's in this space?
But are you guys gonna be
It's
satisfied,
a
are we gonna be
closet.
satisfied if he organizes the fenestration, or is it more of a home massing thing, is there bigger issues at play?
but I think the existing house is very kind of,
Disorganized.
this, you know, I mean,
Yeah, because
It's a
the part of the house
comfortable
that we're not touching is there's a lot going on.
It's,
You know,
you look
so
at the
Oh,
existing-
boxy, look at that, this looks like an industrial or commercial building.
right. I mean, it would
I mean,
be
changing
nice if there
windows
was
won't
any
change
kind of,
that.
yeah, maybe some sort of definition, so if there's any kind of,
Setback or
Yeah,
something.
Yeah, some breaks
setback
and
some shadow lines that are, that it doesn't become this massive facade, a little bit overwhelming, you know, when you
Okay.
look at it.
Yeah,
And
I
it
think,
seems really,
yeah, well, I think what you've done is just, because you want a second floor, you've just basically extruded up. And and then what's weird is the Cape Cod had two little dormers and you created a shed dormer, but then you also wrap that shed dormer around to become the second floor of a gable structure, so it's really just kind of a lot of mixed messages and massing there.
Sorry.
I think you wanted to keep the shed dormer just because when you're driving up the driveway, you can see the old gable and the two shed dormers. But then it gets completely lost as you wrap it around, and it suddenly becomes this two-story wall with just punched windows, and I think it's losing a lot of elegance and definition. You put a porch there, but I'm not sure if that's helping or hurting. Because if you just ignore everything else, it's just a two-story wall with punched windows and a garage. I think the massing needs a little more elegance. I think the roof, you've got 3 different roof pitches happening in this corner here. My question is,
remember, that's the rear of the house, that's the ultimate rear of the house.
doesn't matter, we care about all elevations. You're going through all the expense of creating a new foundation over here. Off the top of my head did you look at just maybe changing this little piece? Because you're already adding on to this second floor here. Could this piece become a connector piece between what was a Cape Cod and some sort of new addition over here? So that this piece, rather than trying to integrate this little corner piece, again, I'm not designing for you, but rip this out and create some sort of more interest in the massing rather than these just two solid walls.
Okay, that's at that rear elevation where the den is what is there on the bottom,
But
that connects there.
I'm saying, again, to help with the massing, what I think the problem we have is you've got two massive two-story walls just kind of meeting in a corner. And nothing's telling us which ones, there's no hierarchy either, so like one mass is like the front door in the main house, the other is the garage. There's different things you can play with the roof line, and I think Claudia was saying something about maybe some, an eyebrow roof over the garage or something, but I see it more as a problem of stepping back and looking at what you can do to change the massing, and again, I don't know the interior plan. And the argument to say, well, there's a little den in this corner and that's why I have to leave it, I don't think that's true. You're doing so much work over here, when you tear down this garage, you're tearing down a lot of this den also. So why not just continue more of a foundation over there and create something more interesting?
So the garage is built separately from the house, so the den was actually there, and they actually connected that garage to the house at some point. It's 2 different foundations, so that den is actually a completely separate foundation than the garage
Right.
itself.
No,
So it connects up, and what we're removing is not really part of the den. It's whatever they added in to connect those pieces together. I'm also working with the client's budget, so I'm not trying to expand areas that they don't want to expand.
It's gonna cost a fortune.
But I understand that, but adding removing the den and pulling that out still has cost ramifications that I have to.
Well, maybe you don't do
to
that, but also, I wasn't here last time, but, fenestration is one, and it still needs work, but I think your biggest problem is it's a box. I mean, it's just sheer flat walls all over the place, except for, where it's some of the old stuff, but there's so much of what you're making the second floor, it's just straight up, you have to break the box.
Yeah, I have the idea that over the garage, we could do like the, that fenestration where the roof pitch comes out at that edge to kind of give you some kind of
But
separation.
make a genuine effort to break up the massing in the box, because it's so massive and such sheer walls.
when you look at the existing versus what existing. proposed,
Mhm.
this is much more interesting. So when you're making this new addition or whatever, it's you know, improvement to the house, you want to make it nicer than existing basically, even with the program of adding this. So I think that's kind of a, like when you look at this has a more character than this. And so
Well, it's two
maybe-
different styles though, and that's, you know.
Well,
What are they?
that is the
So it's
thing.
a Cape Cod and a colonial are just two different styles. So, you know, I wouldn't say one has more character than another is a.
Right, but
It's a very-
I think you got a lot of feedback in terms of that's
So it's the
not
garage side,
really,
yeah.
that does not read as something that has a lot of style. I mean, I just don't want to put it this way, but it's kind of,
Mhm.
so it needs to be reworked. You already did some improvement, organizing and aligning stuff,
You know, the original Cape Cod house is so charming.
but, yeah,
And
that's what I
and
was just
obviously
saying.
you wanna grow the house, I get it, and that's fine, there's no reason you can't, but can you keep some of that breakup of massing and some of that charm? It
Even
looks
if you
like a
change the
commercial
style.
building.
Even if you change the style, you need to come back to, you can't make an addition that looks worse than what was there before, because then it's not good.
May I ask a question?
Sure,
So from what I'm hearing about style and charm and things that are, in my opinion, subjective. So what are you recommending? That the new addition has to be a Cape Cod? Is that what I'm hearing?
No,
Absolutely
No.
not,
No.
absolutely not,
no.
but
more articulate, so that it is, it does not read like what Robert was saying, as a commercial building almost. You want to have it, to create a home, a house that reads like that. Just from what you had, and as an existing, it reads like that. So more definition,
break up the
Just-
massing, you know.
yeah,
and-
it's just a massive two big walls that do not read like a house with a, you know, any kind of style actually.
Right, and I think all the neighbors are neo-colonials and, you know, there's always, you know, I don't remember exactly, but there's, you know, every addition is, sometimes there's a big addition, there's a small addition, there's something attached to it, that there's some articulation over time, and I know you're kind of saddled with these weird
Yeah.
additions around the other side, but let's just ignore those and try to make something better. So I think this addition is just adding another weird addition to the house. And I think what we wanna do is try to,
Yeah.
Break a little bit this massing.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. In comparison to the neighbors don't have the kind of multiple addition kind of situation that we have going on. They have one specific style for the entire house without having to deal with, you know, what we have here. So it is a little bit difficult, you know, when it comes to that, especially if you're comparing it to the neighbors. But I understand the massing on that garage wall and just trying to break that up so that we can have something that's a little bit more stylish. Is that the goal?
Detailed.
I mean, it's a big ambitious project, you do have an opportunity to pull a house together, pull these eclectic styles together and synthesize it into something, you know, comprehensive.
yeah, and just kind of ignore those weird things. I mean, even this elevation starts to look nice, this front elevation.
There was something.
Yeah, with
it's
something
under
Something
there.
else
It's
in
just-
front door.
It needs something above the front door, whether it's a high window in the walk-in closet or something, just a round window or just something there. But then when you turn the corner, you could bump, I'm not designing, I'm just telling you how to change the massing. Since it's a whole new garage, you could bump the garage forward of the den. And now all of a sudden you've created, you know, the garage object, the den object, and the house object. You've suddenly broken up that massing. And I haven't changed your budget, you still have a foundation, you've just moved it a little bit. So right now, you just have this sheer wall going across. One other thing I might suggest, and maybe you're against it, is keep, since this house is 2 stories with kind of, it's almost colonial, except you've got the weird gable at this end, is to maybe look at putting a shed dormer after you separate the house from the garage, putting a roof with a shed dormer above the garage. And that'll bring that massing down. Again, I don't know what it's gonna do to your interior, I don't know what it does to your porch, but maybe there's another spot for the porch, unless you're wedded to that view. So I'm not designing, I'm just giving you suggestions of how you can break up the massing. There's other ways to look at this without changing the budget.
And before you come back to us with something else, really look at each of your facades, within the backyard and the side, and really discourage the frown upon huge blank walls. So find a way to have fenestration that works for the interior, so it's functional.
Okay.
What's the next meeting, Daisy?
November 6th is the next meeting,
It'll
so
be automatically on the.
as long as I receive everything by October 30th, I can be added to that.
30th, okay. The 30th is, it's a Wednesday?
Yeah, this next week.
Next week.
Gotcha.
Next week?
Oh,
The 30th is next week, the
30th.
second, but the meeting is November 6th. If you need an extra day, just let me know.
okay, all right, so I'll,
Thank you.
all right, thank you.
Thanks.
Is it the same page?
Excuse me. All right, have a good night.
Thank you.
Bye.
This agenda looks different from ours,
Yeah.
what is it?
I'm
The
sorry?
agenda looks.
Yeah,
I
there's
thought
one
Ruffles
less.
House was-
Yeah, it was taken off.
Oh,
They're coming November
Mary.
6th. Hi, Mary.
you okay?
I should have said, yeah, back surgery.
Oh,
Moving.
let me sit here, wherever you're comfortable.
Maybe that's what
So she was originally approved in July of 2023, and they've changed.
Is that just the skin, the material that would change? Is that it?
Oh.
Yeah, well, and the design I'll just show you quick. Yeah, so, I looked at it, but basically it's been over a year and they decided they wanted something a little more informal, a little more Hamptons looking and they wanted to
That's
go.
what they want.
That's what they wanted. I wanna point out, so they border on Greeley. So, you know, this is their frontage on North Place. This is the path that you can go into Greeley the back way. So there's a 6-foot high, stockade fence, all here, all, you know, so it's a very private spot. So it may not match the house, but this is what they like to see.
This is
It
what
really has a bad.
was originally approved.
Right, so instead of horizontal siding like the house, they want board and batten and vertical.
And also just one gable.
Just a straight gable like this, take out the front gable and do a cedar roof instead of shingle. So
It
it's
still
just,
looks nice, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's
But it still
just-
looks
I think it'll weather nicely, it'll kind of start to blend in, you know,
yeah,
few
and-
years, so.
and it's okay. Yeah, so
Let me get the other one.
and then I brought
Next one is Buckbrook Lane.
right. So I think I
Where's
forgot.
that?
It's in the ridge, so it's on the corner
I think it's
of,
blend in.
so this is
Pictures.
Hollow Oak and Brook, and then 117 is here. So it's right up there. So it's the
Is this it? Is it this one?
right,
Sorry,
so
one sec.
that was a
Or is this
renovation
the
we
first
did
one? It's looking online.
12 years ago. And right now there's an area of gravel on one side of the house, and she'd like to do a screen porch because it's budget, yeah, exactly. So gravel comes out, screen porch goes in, screen porch. Simple panels, do the metal roof instead of the shingle. And kind of keep it in proportion, you know, it kind of has a big.
You're not
piece,
changing.
little piece. We're not changing any of this.
Where's the screen door? Where the gravel is. Oh.
Right, it comes out of the kitchen door. So it's, we actually have to go for a variance because it's a corner and we need,
That's a metal, yeah, metal.
right. So we'll do it.
You going back to zoning? Oh, that's for this, oh, sorry.
Yeah, I'm going to zoning next week.
Yeah, looks good.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
I didn't get to write
A
anything.
bug
Get to
for
that.
I
experience.
didn't get to write any notes. Alright.
Alright, so, and then number 3,
Got a lot of projects. You had Rocco projects. You got copies.
yeah, although I realized I put that in because I also for zoning variance and it was kind of a rush before the
Oh.
surgery. And I made some changes, so I'm coming back for next time. The cows. Yeah. We switched from
I know.
6,000 square foot house to 1,200.
It was by Bray and.
Yeah, right
Right.
next to it. Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, it's a sweet little area. Alright,
Hold on, Mary.
so now this.
Oh, she's approved.
It's approved.
I don't know if you have the pictures there, you want me to?
I do.
Okay. Pictures. Wasn't sure, I haven't come here, so I have only done Zoom, so.
And you come when your back is.
Well, you know what? I had 4 jobs and I thought, you know what, I have trouble switching from one to another on the Zoom.
Oh,
So
okay.
that's so this is the house on, here's 117, here's Annandale. So you actually kind of see it when you're coming out of Jetbrook Crossing, you look across Annandale and it's on the corner of Annandale and Colony Road.
Which house is
It is,
it? 2 dormers
wait a
or
minute, is that the right house? Yeah, that's the house.
It's a.
Yeah. So, there's some pictures too. So it's like 3 little projects. One of them is, and I can't bend over, so I'm gonna, the porch, where's the side door?
This, this one?
No, sorry, you know, what, let me get some pictures. That's not it, so. Just easier for me. Okay, so actually, this is where you enter the house, big driveway, and then down here, there's kind of a covered walkway, which connects the house with an entry into the mudroom and connects to the garage. Yeah, thank you. Okay, so part of it is to enclose this and make this part of the mudroom. The other part of the project is, there's this one little shed dormer here. And to, I mean, it's a gable dormer, make a shed dormer there so they can put their office there. And then the third piece is,
The
Oh,
bathroom
here.
is right here, yes, right now.
right, so we're just moving
Just
it out.
going to be,
It's just gonna be
extend.
bigger.
Yeah, and then putting another little roof over to enter, the entry, the back of what is now mudroom and laundry, putting a second story on there for a closet. So those are kind of the 3 pieces. And I know it's these little ones that are hard. Okay, so this is where we're closing in the walkway, so that would be mudroom, this will be the new portico off the driveway. It's this area that we're adding over for the upstairs. So this is a new walk-in closet, there will be a second story over that laundry mudroom piece. And then this now is where that small gable dormer is, there's two closets, but they have kind of slumpy roofs and very inefficient, so the idea is to make that into a real office. So it all kind of within the master suite.
And it goes between two tables, it looks like, or?
Yeah, it goes to between, yeah, I'll show you.
Yeah, okay.
So, this is the back with the closet upstairs.
Is that enclosed right there?
This is enclosed, yes, right. So that's part of the enclosure. And then this is the new mudroom entry with the closet beyond over it. This is the shed dormer, so they get more space upstairs.
That's good.
Yeah, it's much bigger.
Harder to explain now.
Yeah.
I can leave this with you, because I had forgotten to do that, so. All right, you good?
Thank you.
Thank you all. I'm good. Night,
Bye, Mary.
Good night. You too.
Next one is Karen.
Okay.
Pictures.
Great.
Hi.
How are you?
Hi.
Mr. Carson, is there the owner?
Hi guys, how are you? I brought some handouts. I brought 3, so
That's
do
fine.
you guys
That's
mind
fine.
sharing?
Okay.
Okay.
Those are the pictures of the existing or?
These are inspiration photos that help sort of explain what we envision for the addition. Do you wanna see it quickly and then can I pass it down? Is that okay? Okay. So I'll just run through quickly. The first page is sort of what we have in mind for the back of the house where we're adding what we're calling a great room. The second, which is actually that page, is our color scheme, which is the top is the existing house, the second row is what we're considering for our, sort of barn garage addition with the stone veneer at the bottom, and then the mahogany doors. And then the third is detail pages, which show what the solar roof, not solar panel, but glass roof would look like, and what some of those details would look like close up.
Do you want? So,
Can you tilt that up?
yeah, sure. So, project's like a three-car garage addition. There is an existing two-car garage, which we're gonna turn into habitable space for an in-laws or the first floor in-laws apartment, which is
just a bedroom and a bathroom. I have a sick father-in-law, so the idea is to give him, he can't, and all my bedrooms are on the second floor. So the idea is to give him somewhere to stay on the first floor.
and so we're turning the existing garage into a bedroom and a bathroom, and we're linking the garage with that little sort of vestibule area, and then we're adding to the rear a mudroom, and then that kitchen addition. Some things to note are so the front yard setback is 75 feet. This addition will actually be like 150 feet from the property line. It's pretty far back there. There's an existing basketball court. I don't know if you've been to the property, but it seems like so then Melissa was showing a little strategy because we really wanted to break it up and not have the same color go all the way.
Show us the existing renovations and then the addition.
So there's the existing house. Just the garage. Existing garage.
Okay.
So this is
This is the other addition.
And it's not on the same plane, it's not one long giant thing, it's set back.
So to the existing one with the suite, where is that?
In my
the middle.
existing.
So it's basically, you're not doing anything other than interior.
No,
Okay,
exactly.
okay. But outside, it's only really the garage.
Yeah.
and the and then the rear of the kitchen.
Like a sunroom.
A sunroom on the back.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that, but yeah, I didn't. But that was the rear, so I thought.
Here, that's it.
Okay, and so it's the existing and the new, okay, you can just show us that.
Yes. So is this new?
Will you have a window on the new garage?
Do I have?
Yes.
No, down below.
Yeah,
So
What is that?
we were gonna put a TV on the back, but, and then we have a glass door, but we could certainly add windows.
Yeah, that would be great,
Sure.
actually, you can put the TV and the windows
Sure.
inside.
And there's I think there are windows to the side.
There's windows all the way around the garage on the side and the front.
So I see the inspiration, this is the inspiration, that's what you would like to be created, so you follow that.
Yes.
And this is the side. There are windows to the side.
Right. So which room
Oh, okay.
has the skylight? I just would
Do you want it in plan or?
You can just sketch there's these two windows, so then I think
On either side of the
Yeah.
garage.
No,
Or
there.
TV.
The windows and initial.
that would be.
So the skylight's in that.
It's
Okay.
shown here,
Oh,
and
I
that's
see it.
it, yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
here.
Oh,
It
okay,
doesn't
I see
quite,
it now, yeah.
sit up that high, it actually sits a little bit lower, but
Uh-huh.
yes, that's it right here,
It does?
a little bit low. And then there's also one here that you can't see from the side, but, yes.
Be nice, it's a conservatory basically.
Yes.
Exactly, yes.
Yes.
Nice presentation.
Thank you.
We're adding two windows to the rear elevation.
Yeah.
That's it.
Can you draw them on that?
You
paper
can,
and
we can
here?
approve it.
Okay, great, I have a photo of that one, and,
You can do it outside
and okay.
Come back and show us.
Thank you.
Not my side, my wife's side. So it's.
That's not
Oh, sure.
No, no.
Yeah, I'll give you this.
There's an engineer I heard of.
Oh, I just know. I just know. I'm from Bell. I grew up with.
It's very common in Manning.
Yes.
All right, thank you, everybody.
So do I take this out and?
You can take it out and bring it back.
Back because there's this.
I'll see you soon, exactly, nice to see you.
Thank you.
Thanks, okay, bye guys.
Don't leave with the plans, Ken.
I'm going to.
She's gonna draw
Get a
them
mark and bring it
and then bring it back.
So the next one is 36 Edgewood. Turn existing deck into a two-season room. Are they here? Are they here? Oh, sorry. This is what they are. I know you like that.
I know.
This is it. Or shady?
So no one's here?
I told him what number we were, he was asking us.
They may not be. Oh, this isn't awesome.
That was the guy that just went from there. We're up to 56.
No one's here?
So.
Okay.
Okay.
Do we have a second?
Shady Lane.
Do you have the numbers already? Oh,
How you doing?
Are you 34 shady?
Yes.
This one's 34 shady.
Where do we sit over here?
Yeah.
Well,
Hi.
my name is I'm Emil Zibrin, architect. This is Catherine Shear, owner.
Hi.
And,
Are you local and there's a Florida architect?
I'm sorry?
It says Millbrook architect from Florida?
No. What happened is I was Millbrook Architects up in Millbrook for years,
Okay.
and I just moved down to Florida.
Oh, okay.
So I'm still Millbrook Architect, but I travel a little bit now, that's all.
Little far from-
I got, most of my clients are still up here, so.
We start with the site plan and photos of the house and neighbors.
I'm sorry?
We start with the site plan and
Site plan?
photographs
Okay.
of the house and the neighbors. Are they in this package?
Yeah, I think it's the same.
Hi, Daisy. Do you know who
I
that
don't
is?
know.
Could they be the
Chris,
Edgewood?
on Zoom? Hello?
Kind of up there.
Are you Chris?
That's me.
Oh,
Oh, but
okay.
there's a Chris on here also.
Yeah, I was logging on in preparation of.
Oh.
Got it. Okay.
Oh, which house, which are?
335.
Yeah, you're after this.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
thank you.
You guys see this okay?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much.
This is the existing site, the site plan. This all white represents the existing dwelling. And basically in the front of the house, we're proposing, it's roughly about 47, 48 square foot of a new entry area and a new front porch and a new rear deck in the back. The rear deck is gonna be like above ground deck, about 3.5 feet above grade. Meets all setback requirements, coverage, FAR.
Photographs of the house?
I'm sorry?
Photographs of the house?
Yes.
Should have been easy. It's not good. And easel, yeah, for people so that they can live in
So this is the house with the neighbor house. This is the existing residence. This one down here in the bottom right is the existing front of the house. The one to the left is the existing rear. And then this is the existing left side of the building. And then the rest of the photos are all neighbors. And it's the corner of Shady Lane and that's the parcel right there.
Elevation.
That's an easy one, it's the front.
So these changes to the garage are part of the plan here?
I'm sorry, what?
Relative to the picture, right, the garage didn't have a shed over there.
That's correct, yeah.
So that's all
Yeah,
part of the
basically what we're doing, stop me if you want to go back to something else, but, we're putting new roof on, new siding on the house, new windows on the house, new doors, new garage doors. And,
all the way around?
The whole house, yes, all four sides, yes. And this is just a little, roof over the front, just a little protection over the, front door, just to break that kind of facade up.
You have one across the gable too.
Yeah, and then we're also coming across here again to break the scale down. And we'll get rid of all the brick and we're gonna put stone. I have samples here if you wanna see them too. And then where the existing foundation will be like a thin stone. And where we have brick being removed with a shelf, we'll put the real stone to match. So yeah, this is a new front porch. Thank you very much.
No changes to the side, no window changes, nothing?
No, there's no changes. For the most part, there's a couple new windows here, but we're replacing existing windows for the most part. This is the existing dwelling. So the footprint doesn't change on that, other than right here, we're gonna be building a little addition and a new front porch across the front.
So that little addition comes out a little bit?
Yeah, the addition. Yeah, this line is the existing footprint. So we're creating like a new entry with a new entry closet, comes out about 6 feet from the existing foundation wall. And then it's a new front porch here. So this is the only livable area that we're actually putting, adding on. And the front porch, there is no front porch right now, it just goes up steps, there's no roof overhang, no protection, so we're trying to create something there.
That's great. And you're adding different shutter style to the.
Yeah, the shutter will be similar, except it's not gonna be vinyl shutters. It'll probably be, I think it's a timber shutter, I forget what the company, so the cedar will get painted.
So you're going with modern muttonless windows on, I guess, the family room side or whatever that is?
I'm sorry, I can't.
Over here, you don't have muttons on the windows.
That's correct. Yes, we discussed that. They have nice views from the back. I know that the front we felt was like the most important. They didn't want to have, trying to get as much glass for the view and not have the grills have to look at in the back of the house. Yeah, so we were keeping the grills all around the front. And then, yeah, you're correct. These windows right here, the door, the living room windows, we're gonna have no muttons. You can't see it except from the backyard.
It's a very nice improvement. Yeah.
Yep.
The house.
I'm fine.
So you're gonna use a real stone, not the,
Yeah, actually,
not the
I'll
veneer
show you.
stone.
Yeah, actually, I know on here what they are too, is,
Take off the brick.
yeah, the brick is going off, yes. Where the brick is, we're taking that off.
That'll be nice. Nice improvement.
Congratulations.
I take all the credit.
I'm gonna say.
Where is this?
I'm gonna say Brandon did.
Where is this house?
This is, the corner of Shady
Yeah,
Lane
that
and,
doesn't. It's like you go up the hill from the stoplight, you know, like you're putting north on the
It's not
stop.
hard travel.
Oh.
yeah, Honey,
Cross
Dead.
Road.
You can go in off of Chappaqua Mountain.
So that's the stone, yeah.
See it or
Mm-hmm.
this was the stone. So this would be like the thin stone, but it's
Yeah.
it's the real stone. And then again where the brick is and we have it'll be thicker.
Yeah, yeah, that's great. That'll look
And then
great.
that's the roof there where it's a charcoal.
Great.
Yeah.
Very
Okay.
nice.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you guys.
David, should we look at that plan? I'm sure you did why.
Yeah.
Right left.
Yeah, check. Can I have that plan?
I don't really have anything to do with it, so. Are you any relation to John Cypress?
Yeah.
I played tennis with him
What's
years
your
ago.
last name?
Katie Higby. Higby was my maiden name.
Where'd you
With
play?
Todd.
Oh, God.
Was
Was he your coach?
Yeah.
I think he's on.
Hey, Chris, can you hear us?
Todd King.
Yeah, Todd King.
Character.
I
Yeah,
can.
you were Jonathan's coach
Awesome.
for a
Thank
long
you.
time.
Thanks for joining.
I played with John for like
So you played
This
with
is a
Rose?
gorgeous house.
Yeah. For like a year I played at the
Thank
Grove
you.
and then moved to.
Good night, guys. Thank you. Good night.
Oh,
Good luck.
Todd, yeah.
So funny.
I'm gonna have to see
Tell
you.
John I say hi.
I'm gonna text him.
Okay.
How are you?
Oh, no.
She sets there.
Sat there in the middle of the yard.
She just. Good, I mean. She just remembers. I know, but she coached the very small.
Okay. My name is Chris. I'm with Model Practice Architect, working with Chris Schott, who's on the phone or on Zoom, and Carla Shen. I don't know how you guys like to run this, but I'm happy to.
Just present us what you're doing, what's the front elevation,
Sure.
existing and what you're doing.
Sure. So I think starting with the site and the existing conditions
Yeah.
of the property was a good way to jump in. Let me see if I can get to the tab. Okay.
So you're also Chris?
Yes, there's a lot of Chris's.
Okay. What's your last name?
My last name is Lee,
How do you spell that?
Lee,
Okay.
and Chris Schott is on
Got
the
it.
phone.
Thank you.
So here are images of the existing house, white stucco volume, 2 stories, above grade with a basement level and garage below. In the upper right-hand image, you can see an existing pool that is, in good use in the summer months. Chris and Carla have both expressed desire to add a pool house as an accessory function primarily to the pool. Other notable features I'd say of the existing house is it is on a very sort of hilly terrain. So if you look at the upper right-hand image, you can see the way that the grade really ascends quickly. And up the hill is essentially the rear yard of 2 adjacent plots, neighbors. I'll show you that in the plan. And so here's the plan. It's a flagged site, so the entrance is over on the upper right. If you can see it, it's kind of faint. Whippoorwill Road is over here, and you drive down a long drive before you approach the primary residence. And then the pool and the pool house would be behind the primary residence. Adjacent neighbors and their homes. Let me see if I can do this. Can you see that better? Yeah, their homes are situated on these plots over here and well away from view of the proposed pool house. The pool house itself is nestled into the hillside so that it is not very visible from most angles, except for maybe from the experience of the pool itself. So everything in the gray sort of hatch on the right-hand side of this drawing indicates that it is sort of submerged within the earthwork of the topography. There are three basic programmatic elements of a pool house. It's pretty straightforward. One is a lounge that is oriented and aligned with the axis of the pool. A second is an outdoor shower, a circular form that is open to the sky above and oriented towards the sort of the lawn and a potential sculpture that might come down the road. And then the bathroom volume over here, which is oriented to the north-south, east-west cardinal axes, right? So everything has an orientation, is kind of positioned towards something perhaps immediate on the side or connected to the larger world. This is a view of the floor plan, just kind of zooming in to kind of show you the programmatic elements. Again, kind of three rooms. One is a lounge that fronts the pool and has a series of glass sliding doors that open up for indoor-outdoor access in good weather. Over here on the left, you can see a circular form that defines the outdoor shower. Over on this side of that shower is some storage units for either pool accessories, pool toys, inflatables, things of that nature, or potentially a planting station. Chris himself likes to kind of work in the garden, and so that could serve that function. And then the last room is this sort of laboratory and toilet room, which is tucked away in the back and doesn't have any windows to the outdoors, but instead has a skylight that is oriented, to the cosmos below.
Laboratory, what
Sink.
is it?
Sink.
Lavatory. Oh,
Where you wash your hands.
Yeah.
And the toilet room is, adjacent to that, but private. So with that said, maybe the visuals are kind of the most, well, sorry, before I go there, there's also a roof plan included in the drawings, and from the sky view, you essentially will see a bunch of green vegetation, right? So the concrete structure, the concrete roof is meant to support the load of both an intensive and extensive green roof. We will be working with a landscape architect to kind of develop a native planting scheme that will hopefully blend the pool house into the hillside. Our CP, not much to talk about there. Sections kind of show you the relationship of the pool house to the pool. Again, the pool is on the left, on the upper drawing is existing. You've got the overhang of the canopy above, varying depths of soil for supporting different planting types, but also acknowledging less load where you have more cantilever. Some elevations. Really, we only have 2 elevations currently included because the other sides are not visible. They are buried.
It's all cast in place, right?
All intended to be cast in place concrete. So the following drawings at the back have our foundation plans and structural drawings described by Silman engineers to kind of help us make sure this thing's going to do what it needs to do.
Not fall.
Not fall, not slide into the pool. It's robust. It's robust. The concrete structure design is robust. I'm happy to go deeper into the drawings, but usually the visuals kind of give you a better quick read on what's going on. So I'll scroll back. These are the 3 views that are included in the drawing set in front of you. The first 2 images on the left are essentially from the same vantage point. You're standing in the open lawn area at the south end of the pool, sort of looking northeast, with the primary residence in the background on the left. And in both cases, we're picking 2 different times of day to just show how the sun will interact with the overhang, and also illustrate the opportunity for the indoor-outdoor experience by having the glass sliding doors kind of slide all the way out of the way. on the right hand image is kind of showing how it's more or less integrated into the landscape. So from this view, you do see some frontage, but if you're in the house enjoying a cup of tea in the kitchen and looking out into the garden, you would probably see very, very little of the pool house, and that is one of the goals that the client set out for us from the very beginning.
It's nice.
Very nice.
Very nice.
Excellent.
Thank you very much.
Approved.
Approved.
That was easy.
Okay. Is
We
this
like it.
is this Stillman a different division of Robert Stillman? Or did he
Stillman is Robert Stillman. Robert Stillman passed a few years
Yeah,
back,
yeah.
but Stillman got bought by T.Y. Lim, so they're now a larger engineering group.
Is that their name now? Stillman Structural Solutions? Okay.
Pick that up pretty quick.
What?
What's written down?
Stillman Structural Solutions is in their letterhead, there's a slash T.Y. Lim.
Oh, okay. And then it has the address of the client on it.
I think this is
That should not be right.
Yeah, that's why I was like, did they have an office up here and
Nope.
in the house?
Have you seen this, I don't know the name of it, it's not a pool house, but in France.
I haven't seen this one, but I love the circular forms.
I know you do.
No.
It's in Provence.
Could you
What?
Could you share the name of it?
Yeah, if you go to, Chateau Lacoste.
Okay. I will check it out.
It's a winery, but they have, their main building is Tada Ando, and they have all these sculptures all over the property.
I'll look it up. It looks like a bigger scale.
It is, but this is not big. It's not big. It's really just a one-room structure.
Chris, any last thoughts or questions?
No, I appreciate the time today.
Awesome. Thank you. Good luck with it.
Thank you.
Okay, great. Next steps look like?
You have to submit it to the building.
Now it'll go to the inspector for review. Okay.
That comes the hard part.
There's gonna be some back and forth.
He's got a good start. What's up?
Thank you.
Have a good night.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This is a sign on 74 Millwood Road.
Yeah, they have all uniform signs.
What?
Have a good night.
No, it's not.
But I just like the building is uniform and they.
Which one, where is this?
This is like opposite, it's
Oh, opposite the garden,
133
opposite
and
the garden.
Station. You know, they.
Hello.
Hello to all.
Hi. Are you from the
Hello.
sign company?
Yes.
Is this for, it looks like there's a square recess.
Yes,
Corner.
yes.
Is that gonna get cleaned up on the corner?
So, all these signs, they're all inside of like that recessed area, that the whole storefront is like that.
Oh, it's part of the.
They're all like
building.
that? They all have these corners that are recessed?
So the sign itself, it has like
So the actual.
corners around it.
What are the other, what are the other, oh, here, here, they're all the same,
74 mil.
they're all the same.
Yeah, the same, look at that. I don't know.
No, I don't remember ever approving this.
No, they've been there a long time.
I know,
actually. Stone-
so wait,
So is it gonna match, everything will match
Yeah.
except for the?
the color, everything.
Color,
is-
thickness.
Obviously, it's just gonna look more new, because all the signs there, they're all faded. Super
Oh.
Are you gonna match the faded color?
Well, I'm sure they're not all faded at
No,
equal
that's
amounts.
sorry.
His question.
No, but they're probably not faded in equal
It's
amounts.
gonna look much better, maybe it might
So wait,
inspire
are you
the-
taking this? Or
That's coming up.
So this is what you're.
So
this
who's
is the
leaving?
area that you're-
Country Deli
Country
leaving?
Deli.
Country Deli.
Yeah. Punch in.
This is, you see, this is how it should be.
really, when you do this type of corners, you have to have a frame around it, but they all did
But they're all
just,
like that.
But
they
they're all
all,
like that,
they
so
all
it's
did
fine.
this, basically. Like that, you know, it just, but it's okay.
Yeah, I'm just wanna follow what's
Yeah,
there.
of course.
So
It's okay.
And the
yeah,
awnings
it's fine, I
gonna
just
stay
hope the
the
color
The
matches
awnings
the
thing,
best
yeah.
of what's. Yeah.
Oh, well, all the awnings are the same, I see.
Yes.
At least there's uniformity.
Yeah, no, the whole thing is uniform, so.
We never go to the shops.
I remember we approved this temporary sign once for like.
Oh, yeah, and
maybe
it's
a
still
couple
there.
of months.
Let me see.
It's been there 9 years or something.
I don't remember that one.
Yeah.
Computer
Yep.
services, a guy came in, that just, I need to let people on the line.
Alright, so he's good?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think not the previous meeting.
Thank you.
What's your name?
With the dry cleaner.
Alden. ALD. AIR.
And your last name?
Yeah,
Not
no,
for
NAPA.
Oh, because you got it. I mean, I'm.
Those are all the variables.
You're good.
All right, that was easy.
Thank you.
Thank you guys so much. Have a good night.
Most of the.
Know them a little better.
How long, you know, take to, I guess like in class?
No.
I'm trying to change.
So now it's gonna go to the building inspector. I need your insurance, workers' comp and disability.
No,
So you can email that to me or you can drop it off and that's it. Okay? And then the building inspector will approve it. And we'll call you when it's ready to pick up.